I love Wipeout. To me,
Right.
when the reason I started playing PlayStation 1 was because of Wipeout. To me, Wipeout represents everything that meant next gen back in that era. And
Right.
it had these awesome crisp 3D graphics. It had like music that was essentially real music. It wasn't like, bitty and square wavy. It was real like CD tracks.
Ever since XL, the series has had its ups and downs, Fusion being an obvious down. But for me, Pulse is the greatest Wipeout since XL.
Fusion was a failure commercially, and I would argue that it was, while it had
Sony
cool elements.
Sony didn't even publish it here.
The coolest element of the game was the tracks. This game doesn't have the wide tracks that Fusion has, but it does have the loop-de-loops.
Which is what,
stuff.
if somebody liked Fusion, I'm surprised you were hating on Pulse, because it does have your loops and corkscrews.
I was not hating on Pulse.
Yes, you are.
No.
You're like, this is for fans. This is one for the fans, and Wipeout isn't some like niche product.
Right.
Only a hardcore people.
No.
I
think my point was that the enhancements made in this game were for the fans.
From my perspective, I was never a Wipeout player back in the day. I mean, I kind of appreciated the whole design aesthetic, the Designers Republic thing, but I never really played it. And the first one that I actually played, like non-stop played, was Pure, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
And then Pulse comes out, and I feel like the improvements there aren't for fans. I feel like they're improvements that make sense to the game. For me, like the whole the maglev thing and like sticking to the tracks or whatever, that's new to me, and I felt like that added to the course design.
Yeah, I think it did, but like slightly so. Like it wasn't like a major improvement.
I think it makes reversing the tracks really fun. Whereas in the past, it just felt like the same track to me. But like now with the maglevs, because they're not there when you're going the other direction, it really changes the track up.
A couple of the Wipeout games in the past did have very lethal arsenals, like the Nintendo 64 Wipeout in particular, and Wipeout Fusion were just games where like the weapons were strong and it took away from the racing. Anyway, what's cool is that in Pulse they actually have it as its own gameplay mode. Eliminator mode, and they have like additional weapons that aren't in the normal game that are in for that, because they're like too deadly, like they wouldn't be fun in the normal races. But in this particular mode, when it's all about like killing guys, like that's cool. It's not new to the series, but the way they compartmentalize it and have it not affect and ruin the racing of the game is just a smart move.
Contender eliminated.
After 360, how can you play a racing game without custom soundtracks?
I would say the soundtrack to the game, the default soundtrack, it isn't bad, but it isn't the best Wipeout soundtrack.
No, it's certainly not. No,
I'd say
there are like two tracks that I really like, and that's about it.
It's actually on the low end of Wipeout soundtracks.
When you told me that before, what I said is I honestly wouldn't know, because like so much of the music that I'm interested in or was interested in the past like 10 years of my life would be perfect, Wipeout soundtrack, and like that I can play with the best of Autek or My Bloody Valentine or my friend's group Lex on Q. I can do like an entire Autek soundtrack for Wipeout, and it fits perfectly with the aesthetic. Like it's better than the original soundtrack by far, and that's fucking awesome. Has the new like Fusion-esque track designs, plus the mag strips, plus like the most refined version of the weapons yet, like a cohesive world, custom soundtracks, online leaderboards, custom skin editor. It's like it's the full console experience. It's a home console experience on a portable. And I haven't even said anything about online play yet.
Right. If you are a Wipeout fan, you are gonna love this, and you are like a perfect example of that. But like I think just me being like, maybe I'm not saying I'm a casual Wipeout player, but like I've enjoyed the series over the years and stuff like that, and I think this one just felt like maybe they're just maybe I want something new at this point.
What is it that?
Yeah,
what is it that
what
you
did you
want?
want?
What did you
No,
want?
I know,
Because
I know.
There's a
Maybe-
ton of new features in this.
Right,
game.
right. Yeah, but they're not features that like inherently change the gameplay. Like, and that's what you don't want it to change.
Right.
You want it to be Wipeout.
Right.
Whereas someone like me, like I feel like I've played Wipeout quite a bit, and just adding like some strips to the course, or making it like online or whatever. That just to me is still not enough.
The
right?
way you progress through the single player game,
Yeah.
and you kind of define how you go, and the
Yeah.
fact that you can adjust the AI to easy, hard, or medium on every single level
Yeah.
before the level.
Yeah,
it's really
yeah, yeah.
customizable.
Well, I was going to say that it's improvements like that lead me to believe that they were designing Pulse to be more new user friendly as opposed to Pure.
It's interesting.
And
yeah,
it's also
I mean,
because
yeah.
like the zone races in Pure, the zone races were completely different tracks, and the zone races in Pulse are the same tracks that you're playing. So you're learning the tracks, and before you're going on them, before you're up to like Phantom class and you're going that super fast, you're learning early on how to navigate those tracks at high speed.
Right,
So
right.
it seems like the structure of the game, with its grid system, is designed to help lead people more into the game more than Pure.
I don't know why, but it felt to me like that is perfect for the Wipeout fan. Like they're just gonna love being able to choose their own path and all. It just there were so many stats and details and everything. It just seemed to me like this game is like built for the Wipeout.
It has online play. It has leaderboards.
Well, and not
it
just
has
online,
stats.
but it has like PlayStation Network online.
Yeah,
you
it's
can
like-
tie this into your PSN account.
Yeah,
which
which
is
is
very new.
I really think
That's
that
huge
these
for
are
me.
features of course, not every game. I don't want my Patapon, stats uploaded online, and I don't need online play for
Right.
that game. But
Right.
I know a lot of people argue, like, I like my DS so much better than my PSP because I don't want a home console experience, and that's what the PSP offers me, is like something that's closer to what I can play on the home consoles. Well, I do want that.
Right.
Well, I want to be able
Yeah.
to take that with me. you know, 8-player matches, tournaments. Like, this is definitely a step above what you're getting in Mario Kart
Right.
DS.
The lobby system and everything,
It's not
it
perfect.
sucks.
Yeah, but
It's not good.
You're
I
right.
mean, like, it kicks you out entirely out every time a
After
match
every
is
race,
finished.
yeah,
after
that is
every
annoying.
race.
It's like 60 seconds, dude. It's a long wait.
Yeah.
If you are a Wipeout fan, that's the stuff you're gonna
Yeah.
love it.
I think the enhancements being made here specifically are enhancements that people should expect from every PSP game coming forward, and you're completely downplaying like the integration of really good online play, the
Right.
customization options. Like we've never had custom soundtracks and like skin editors on our racing games on PSP.
this stands for like the future of what I think the future of PSP
Well,
games
Wipeout
should
and
be.
Wipeout HD, whenever that shows up,
Yeah,
if it,
right.
I hope it has all of these features. I doubt it will.
Right.
I don't think it will. You think it will?
Yeah,
I hope
think
it
will.
does.
If you were to look at Wipeout Pure, the launch version of that game, and the content that's in it, and then the content that's on my memory stick right now for that game, there's more than twice as many tracks on that game than there were when it shipped. The entire reason for this downloadable content is so that people don't return this game to the stores. They don't want people to sell it back to EB. If
Right.
there's new content coming out constantly that's free, then it makes you want to put it back in your system and play it more.
I'm hopeful that this will be one of the games where it really gets a real community, because PSP hasn't had that. It's not like Xbox Live where
Right.
everyone's playing a game.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a quality game, and it's affordable price. I hope that most of my friends who have PSPs buy this and we can all play online.
I really like the game. Like, don't get
Alright,
me wrong.
so we officially determined that you do like
I
this
do like the game, and I never said I didn't. But again, like I guess I just was hoping for a little bit more. Just something a little bit different with the formula.
This game is like a watershed moment for like giving you a really complete experience.
Yeah, I know. I'm very glad that to see what they're doing with it. And I hope Sony does this in all their games going forward too. Like
I guess you always were more of a Jet Moto guy, right?
No, yeah, fuck off.